Hey there, I'm John, and in this video I'm going to share with you 5 powerful, easily actionable tips that will help propel your YouTube channel forward in the coming weeks and months. Small YouTuber to small YouTuber. I'm often guilty of far too much waffle, so let's just dive straight into powerful tip number 1, and that is to be laser ultra focused on your why. Now, your why is the reason that you get out of bed to do this. The why is the reason you press record and do these videos. And if you haven't figured out your why, I strongly urge you to do that, because if you don't have a why, then when you feel overwhelmed, when you're struggling, when you just think, I can't be bothered to record a video, I don't know what it is that I'm doing, I'm overthinking it, I'm procrastinating it, you can go back to your why, and that will pull you into or out of that slump. I urge you to work on your why, because once you're clear on that, then as I say, you will always have something to fall back on when you're questioning why you're doing something. That is your why. And of course, it goes without saying that your why should be to serve other people. If you want to build a business on YouTube, your why shouldn't be about you or me. It should be about the audience. I want to do this to help. I want to do this to serve. Not I want to do this to make lots of money and quit my 9 to 5. That might be good motivation, but that shouldn't be your why, because the why will also drive the content of your videos and what you put out there and what you produce and how you generate ideas. Because if at the back of your mind you've always got what would my audience find most helpful, if you can answer that question, you can create a video for it. So powerful tip number 2 is to listen to the gurus, but don't compare yourself to them. Now, fortunately and unfortunately, YouTube is filled with extremely helpful advice. There are people out there that have built massive audiences, huge YouTube channels, because they're exceptionally good at what they do. But you have to ask yourself, why are they exceptionally good at what they do? They didn't just wake up one morning, sick of their 9 to 5 job, get a camera, record a video, and bang, they were instant hits. That does happen. Videos do go viral, but I guarantee you, the people that you listen to on YouTube didn't find success overnight. They put in months and years of practice to hone their skills. And I think that's one of the problems, certainly where I've fallen short, and let me know in the comments below if you struggle with this too, is that when we listen to people who have got millions of subscribers giving us advice, it's difficult to not look at their video quality, their editing quality, the way they present themselves, and you think, oh, they're too good. And then straight away, it kind of muddies the water of their advice, because we just think, oh, it's too much, I can't get there. But you're comparing yourself to where you are, less than 500 subscribers, a small YouTube channel, to where they are, months and months and years of experience behind them. So just focus on what you can control in this moment and take their advice, because there's amazing advice out there, but don't compare yourself to them, because as soon as you start comparing, you'll feel inadequate, you'll procrastinate, you'll overthink everything, and you'll just become a big heady mess. Which leads me quite nicely on to powerful tip number 3, which is don't overthink. Which is easier said than done. I completely get it. I'm guilty of overthinking. But we as small YouTubers, we as small channels are actually in this perfect kind of Goldilocks zone, where it can be quite depressing that we don't really get that many views on our videos, we don't have that many subscribers, but we really can play. We can test our thumbnails, we can test our titles, we can test our video editing, the way that we present ourselves on screen. Do we need to overly edit our videos? Do we need to not edit them at all? Do we need to be authentically ourselves and just hit record on the camera and start talking? Do we need to script it? And you can play with all these different things. So for example, for me in this video, I actually, for the first time, scripted the intro. If you're still with me, then it worked. But I didn't like it, because I'm reading it. I struggle with reading scripted thing, it doesn't feel authentic for me. So I know as I build up my skills as a YouTuber, hopefully I can ad lib and kind of wing it a lot more. And that's what I'm doing in this video. I've got a few bullet points and that's it. So I urge you to not overthink it, because as soon as you overthink, you just become stuck. You won't create videos. And the only way to learn and develop and to hone your skills as a YouTuber or any hobby in life is to practice. And I guarantee you that each time you sit down and you create the video, whether you're on camera or faceless, you're a gaming channel, whatever it might be, each video will incrementally improve. And it compounds. There's something known as the compound effect. And those tiny changes over time lead to massive changes. So in 6 to 12 months, I guarantee you'll look back, if you consistently do these things that I'm saying, you'll look back and say, wow. You'll probably look back at your first few videos and think, oh God. But that's the way to success, is to do it consistently and constantly and incrementally improve. And the compound effect will be dramatic. I guarantee that. So, powerful tip number 4, which is my favorite because I love talking about this, I'm passionate about this, and equally, I'm brilliant with this, and that's don't procrastinate. Now, procrastination has got nothing to do with laziness, it's got nothing to do with lack of motivation. I know that you want to build the business of your dreams, you want to be a successful YouTuber, you want to leave the 9 to 5. You're sick of feeling anxious and fed up with the grind, and you know that there's something better out there. So you've got the motivation in you, you've got the reason why you want to do this. Procrastination is actually a fear of perfectionism. And you can watch all the motivational videos in the world, and it won't truly make a difference because it's not addressing the fundamental source of why you procrastinate. And you procrastinate because ultimately there's something going underneath, deeper down. And more often than not, if you stop and think about the reason why you're procrastinating, it's to do with not feeling good enough, low self-worth, who's going to want to listen to me, I don't know what I'm doing. You insert yours here, let me know in the comments below. It's a very real fear. So next time you procrastinate over anything, just stop and ask yourself, what is the fear beneath this? I want to record a video. What is the fear? And write it down. It really helps with an old-fashioned pen or pencil. Write down that fear and just notice what happens. And if you try this, please do let me know in the comments because it is very powerful. And once you address that underlying fear, it almost brings it out into the light and you think, oh wow, yeah, that's what that is. And then you learn to notice it, and then the procrastination kind of dissolves away quite nicely. But equally, what I found really helpful is I block out my calendar every week. So I block out 2 hours a day. You don't have to do 2 hours, it can be half an hour, but do it if it is longer, a couple of hours, do 25-minute chunks. So in my calendar on my phone, I block out 2 hours and I put exactly what I'm going to do. So Monday might be research video ideas. Tuesday might be create my thumbnail and title. Wednesdays might be script. Thursdays might be create the video. Fridays might be editing. Saturdays, Sundays, more of the same. And that really does help. If you do overthink and if you do procrastinate, notice what's going on for you. Ask yourself, what is the fear underneath? What am I afraid of? And then block it out. So just do small chunks, 25 minutes at a time. Set yourself a timer on your phone. Work on something. Make the intention so you know what you're going to work on before you do it, so you don't end up looking at God knows what on social media. And I promise you, it will really help. It did for me, and I was a serial procrastinator. Shiny object syndrome, which leads me beautifully onto the final powerful tip, number 5, which is don't don't chase don't easy for me to say, don't chase shiny objects. I need a drink of water. And I think this one really does summarize and encompass all the others, because when we start out, we compare ourselves to all the gurus and successful YouTubers out there, all the people that are successful in business. We look at all the equipment that we need. I love technology, the best microphones, the best cameras, sound systems, light setups, desk setups, whatever it might be. We look at the software out there. What software do we need? Editing software. I personally use vidIQ. I think it's a great tool to help me generate ideas. But there are so many other things out there. Whatever it might be, we just constantly, and it's just another form of procrastination. It's just another form of overthinking. So I urge you to keep it really simple. So my setup at the moment, I've got my MacBook. I'm recording this on my iPhone. I've got a Blue Yeti microphone that I've had for several years now. And I use QuickTime to record the actual video, and then I'll do some editing in CapCut. So actually the only thing I pay for, I think it's £10 a month for a CapCut Pro license. So it's really affordable. It's a really cheap solution, and it does the job. Because we have small channels, it's kind of beautiful that we don't need all the expensive equipment. And I think it's really powerful that the people that do watch our videos actually appreciate that unedited, raw authenticity. And as a bonus tip, a bonus piece of advice is whenever you do your videos, really show up as your authentic self. You can it's so easy to laser focus on our imperfections, and when we're talking we get into our heads and think, I've done it so many times, I've not created that many videos, but you stop and you think, what the hell are you talking about, John? Seriously, what have you just said? But it honestly doesn't matter. It's all practice, it's all experience. And when we show up authentically as ourselves, and something quite beautiful, I think, happens, and our audience see that and connect on another level. Now, if you've made it to this point in the video, hopefully you'll notice that actually when I've been talking about authenticity, something's shifted. I feel more calm. I feel less heady, like I'm thinking about what I'm saying, and this is just flowing. It's not scripted. I'm just talking. And that's a real power. And I think you can do that. It doesn't matter what sort of content you're doing. People know when it's been made from a place of real, of truth, of authenticity. So I urge you, if you take anything away from this video, to look at this less as a business that needs to be perfect, and it needs to be like this person and it needs to be like that channel, and just be beautifully, uniquely you, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. I hope that helps. Please, if you have found this useful, subscribe. Big love. Take care. See you soon.